Today is June 26th. I've got about an hour of free time, so I'm going to make some headway on getting this raft out of here. So one of the first things I need to do is consider, once I got the wraps off, how is this going to stay dry? And up on the top of the shed here, we got one real big hole. So what I need to do is spread a tarp along the outside to span that opening, so when it rains out, nothing gets through the roof and onto the boat. Right now there's a secondary layer of protection in the form of this little brown teepee over the hull. So I need to preserve any weatherproofing on the shelter before I even get this raft out of here and uncover it. So here's a look at that tarp from the other side. As you can see, the hole is right there. So I did have a tarp across it trying to protect it. You can see near that pole there's even another little rip starting to develop. Being out in the sun for so long, there might be some other developing holes, like right there. Looks like we got another hole there. It's evident that the years in the sun here has really degraded this material. So I think what I'll do is I'll put a piece of tarp over this, as big a piece of tarp as I can find, and try to recover this back up. That way if it rains out, water will make its way through it onto the raft underneath. Now I know there's a lot of you out there that's wondering, what the heck did I just do? So this is a nylon rope, and if you push it in, you can see it expands. It's kind of it's a hollow braid. So what I do is I take my lighter, and what I do is I take the end that I cut and I melt the ends together. This is nylon rope. If you don't do this, it's gonna it's gonna come all undone. It's gonna make a mess. So what you do is you heat it up a little at a time. You squeeze it into a point with your fingers. You don't want to get it too hot or you'll burn your fingers. So you make kind of like a melted together end. Then you pick some arbitrary length. I'm going the length of the lighter. So where my thumb is, if I push this together, see how it bows open? And in between the weave, you can get a piece of this rope. Just find a spot in between the weave and put it inside the center of the rope and slide it down, the tag end down. So what you're actually doing is you're making basically like a little noose. This way, it's like a Chinese finger trap. The more you pull on it, the tighter this gets. So you don't have to rely on any knots. This nylon rope does not hold a knot with a dam. So what I like to do is make a loop like this. And what I'll do is I'll get this over the tent thing, and I'll put a bungee hook, so I can hook it to the end of the rope and then hook it to the bottom bar there where it's anchored to the ground. And this way there's no knots, and this thing will hold like crazy. So you just hook it around. So that's what I found to be the easiest way to attach a rope to a tarp and tie it down. Especially this kind of rope, you can't put a knot in it, it won't hold a knot. Then the cloth rope will, but not this nylon stuff. And this nylon stuff will actually float on top of the water. So if you use that as an anchor rope on your boat and you're running your motor, it's a little bit safer because the rope won't sink into the water and get stuck in the propeller. So this kind of rope, although it's not good for holding knots, it's not too bad if you want to use it for an anchor. Okay, I'm running out of steam here on this lighter. But you can also use anything like sometimes people just light a candle, because sometimes your lighter, after a while, it's not working all that great. So I'm going to do another one. So if that first footage you didn't quite catch it, so you want to try and shoot for kind of like a point. And there's something I think is called a fid, where you can get a special tool for doing this. But if you don't have a fid, you just make that pointy. So I went the arbitrary length, the length of the lighter. You push the rope together, see how it bows open? Flip the rope around, and between part of the weave, just stick this new rope, so it's actually in the center of this nylon rope. So you cinch it up. So that's basically a Chinese finger trap made out of rope instead of reeds. So just push it in there, and there you go. Now you got a little loop. No matter how hard you pull, it just gets tighter. And the way you release it is you just push it together and pull the rope back out. It has to be released to pull the rope out, but the more you pull it tight, it's going to hold. So I got 2 done. I got 2 more to go. So these are the two ends furthest away. So I'm going to do the same thing on this closer end. So now I'll be able to, with this extra pieces of rope, I'll also be able to pull this up and over the shack. So see, I'm heating it up just to make it a little bit more pliable. Not enough to catch it on fire. Go an arbitrary length. And that's just so they all look kind of neat and consistent. You want to have plenty of rope inside of the center of this to really have it grab good. If you make it very shallow, it might not grab as well. Some is good, more is better, too much is just right. Just keep pushing that melted end in the center of the rope. Slide down the part that you're going into, so it wraps itself down the length of the piece you're circling back in there. So there you go. So no knots, and that thing holds like really, really good. So I got 1 more to do. So use a candle if you don't have a lighter. If you just have matches, use a candle. That'll stay lit. Maybe do it in a spot where the wind isn't going to blow it out. Just make a little melted tip. Just get it warm, roll it together. Pick an arbitrary length. Push this thing together, loop it back into the center of the rope, in between a piece of the weave. And more often you do this, you'll get a feel for it. It doesn't take long at all. And you could also use this for other things, like if you want to make a piece of rope to hang something off a tree with, like if you're camping, you want to hang your food off a cooler off a branch. There we go. So there we go. I got a length of rope on each corner with a loop. So I'm going to pull this up, over the top of that shack, and then I'll hook up a bungee cord, and that'll give it some tension. And that should be all I need to do today to get that hole covered. So there's the final anchor point. So it's such a extra amount of rope, I just looped it back through and down again. So I got the bungee cord hooked through that little loop I made, plus this extra ripple rope. So now it's secure front and back. So now it's safe to take the trailer, hook it up to this hitch, pull this forward, get all those tarps off, clean off all that debris, and get the tarps off completely, and use a leaf blower and just get all the dust and dirt off. And then when I push it back in there without the tarps, it'll be protected from the weather. So this completes my hit and run 1 hour piece of work to get the raft a little bit closer to getting ready to pull it out and get it cleaned off and ready for the raft race.